everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to my channel, The Daily DIYer. I just did a huge Dollar Tree Christmas haul, and in that video I showed you lots of different gingham black and red buffalo check items that they're carrying right now. If you missed that video, I'll make sure to link that down in the description box. You can watch that after this video. But because I grabbed so many great items, I decided I'm gonna do a video today just on these items that are centered around this cute and popular print. So in this video, you'll see 5 different projects that are super inexpensive and really quick to create. So let's go ahead and get creative. Alright, so up first, we're going to be making a wood sign using this Christmas bell from Dollar Tree. So it's very Christmas, has some pretty detail up here on the top. It's actually an ornament, but we're going to turn it into a sign using one of these Dollar Tree wooden, kind of shadow box type wood signs. Now this does have this raised piece on the front, so I need to take that off first. I'm going to paint the whole background with my white chalk paint and then adhere this ornament onto the front using some foam adhesive dots that you can also get from Dollar Tree too. Alright, so it took 3 coats of paint and I'm not real happy with the unfinished edges since I didn't tape off this border or frame. So I'm going to use some Dollar Tree nautical rope and hot glue it around the inside edge. And now we're going to make a really quick and really easy name tag for stockings. So you can kind of put this in front of your stocking, and then each person, if they're all looking the same, then each person knows whose stocking is which. And I'm going to use the Dollar Tree ornaments for this. And how I'm going to personalize mine is using some vinyl and created a decal using Oracle number 651 matte white vinyl for this. Now, usually I don't recommend vinyl like this for fabric because it's just not the easiest thing to transfer on there. Normally for fabric you'd want to use heat transfer vinyl. However, the inside of this ornament is plastic, and if you add heat to this on top of it, like with an easy press or a heat press, obviously you are also going to melt your ornament. We do not want to do that. So I am going to add the regular vinyl decal to this. If you don't have a vinyl machine, you could also use, let me see if I can find one in here, you can use a paint pen, you could use a fabric marker and just write on there, or if you do have a vinyl machine, you can cut a stencil and actually put a stencil on here and then use paint and stencil on top of the stencil, or paint on top of the stencil and remove your stencil so that you have a painted personalization on the front. I'm going to try this. We'll see how it goes. I still think probably a paint pen would be easier, but my handwriting's not the best, so I'm just going to use this and take my time, go really slowly. It'll be a really cute way to personalize stockings. right, so that was definitely doable. You just want to go real slow so you don't rip your decal at all, but it's on there. Didn't take too long at all. So let me know down in the comments below, how many stockings do you hang up? Do you hang up just for you, for your family, for your grandkids, extended family? I cannot wait to get our fireplace done so I have our mantle finished, and I'll finally have my very first mantle to hang stockings from, and we will have 4 here for all of us. But let me know down in the comments, how many stockings do you have? Next, we're gonna make a Christmas tree kind of up on a stand and make it buffalo check using this fleece scarf from Dollar Tree. This is kind of leftover. I'd already cut off some of the fringe for another project, but I'm just gonna use some Mod Podge to put the fabric onto the front of my tree. And then I also have some of the Tower Game wooden pieces that I'm gonna use on the bottom. Hot glue those together to make a stand, and then it will sit up. Now I am going to use some brown paint, acrylic paint. I'm going to paint the bottom of the tree to give them a trunk. I'm going to also paint those tower building blocks the same color, and then what I'll do is I'll hot glue them together like this, set this up, sandwich them in between here, like push those front ones up close so it'll like make the whole tree stand up. But before I even paint and do all that, I also want to clean up these edges. They look okay, it's not terrible, but there's a little spots that could use some covering up. So I have this jute. I'm gonna take this and hot glue it all the way around the edges, and it'll kind of clean it up, but it'll also give it a little bit more style too. And now we're going to dress up one of Dollar Tree's glass candle jars. I love these. I've used these for so many different projects. It's so easy to dress them up. I'm going to use a piece of this Dollar Tree scarf again, and then I have this extra little evergreen sprig that I'm also going to tie onto the front using the scarf and some hot glue. And now I found this great box at Dollar Tree with the buffalo check and then the wreath that says "Joy to the World" on the front, actually on the back too. And we're gonna use it for the base of our Christmas tree. And I'm starting something new here, and that is I want you all to leave me an emoji of the video or the tutorial. So today's emoji is a Christmas tree. So leave me a Christmas tree emoji down in the comments below. Super fun to see all those popping up. And what we're gonna do is take some styrofoam from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna cut it down to size, put it in the bottom of the box. I actually have 2 of Dollar Tree's Christmas trees that I'm gonna put together that will make it extra fluffy and full. And I'm gonna put that into the styrofoam, use my hot glue to make sure it stays in there. And then I'm just really simply going to add a bow and some ribbon to the tree. Keep it really simple and easy. So let's go ahead and create our Christmas tree. All right, and now I wanted to show you how we're gonna put these Christmas trees together. So all these extra pieces that fall out of the box, including this plastic piece on the bottom of the tree, we do not need. So we're gonna set all of those aside. We're gonna take out both of these trees. If you love these trees from Dollar Tree, give this video a thumbs up. You can make so many different things with these. I've made wreaths, I've made swags. I'll put a few of those tutorials down in the description box below if you wanna go check out some more ideas of how to use these Christmas trees. I'm gonna fluff this just a little bit, just so I can get like a flat spot on one side, on both. So basically we're making half of a Christmas tree, and then we're gonna put those together, and we're gonna make one bigger Christmas tree, because these are pretty thin. They are not very full. Like if you just fluff these out, see there's not a lot of branches in there. So if you take 2 and you put them together like this, so I kind of made like fluffy on one side, flat on the other, and then you put them together, you make one fluffier tree. I'm going to kind of bend some of the branches around. That's going to keep our tree together to make that one bigger tree. And there's these 2 on the top there. Those probably would be good to wrap around because they're a little bit too long for the top of the tree. So let's wrap those around here. That keeps the top of the tree together. We can always go back and fluff this even more after we get our tree all put together. We just don't want it to fall apart right now while we're working with it. So now we still have those 2 bottom pieces. That's what's gonna go down into our styrofoam. I'm gonna add some hot glue to the bottom. So when these go into the styrofoam, they will stay in the styrofoam. Okay, so we're just gonna push this right down into the bottom. And there is the top of our tree. So I'm gonna fluff this up. The ribbon I'm gonna be using to make a bow to go on top and kind of put some down the sides is from Hobby Lobby. I got this for half off, so it was only $2 for this roll. It is 2.5 inches wide and there's 4 yards on here, so you get quite a bit. This may be a little bit too thick for the smaller tree, but I'm gonna make it work. I may do a little bit of trimming to make it smaller. So always use what you have on hand or what you can find, kind of adjust it and adapt it so that you can use whatever you can find or whatever you have on hand. That's kind of always the key. That'll save you money in the long run. So I'm gonna fluff this, I'm gonna make a bow, and then our tree, I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so let me bring you up to speed here. First of all, I don't want you to think I am leaving out how to make a bow. As part of this tutorial, I already have a tutorial created to show you how to make 4 different kinds of Christmas bows. So I will put that down in the description box below too, so you can go in there and it'll in depth tell you every single step. I do want to also add in there that I cut 2 long lengths and I tied those in with the bow in the back on the top of the tree, and those are the tails of my bow, so they're completely separate from the actual bow itself. And then what I'm doing is just kind of making a little bit of a loop with the ribbon and then coming in with a branch and twisting it around about the size where I want my loop to be, and that's making that puffed shape. And then I did that twice, so a little bit farther ways down the tree, I'm doing it again. And then I am leaving this tail, which I'll come back in and I'll probably cut these tails at an angle so they'll look a little bit more finished. But that is how I'm getting this look here. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up adding the loops. I would love to hear which one of these 5 projects was your favorite. You can leave those down in the comments below along with those Christmas tree emojis. Also, please take a second, give this video a thumbs up for me, and if you haven't yet, click subscribe, hit the bell, select all, and you'll be notified when new videos go live. And I'll have even more Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs popping up on your screen, so you can check those out next. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.